And then hold that and put my hair back because otherwise it'll blow into. Hi everybody, it's Robbie from Southern California and
Gary.
And we're here in Gary's garden today and we're going to do a garden tour of Gary's garden. Everything on the inside, right? So where do you want to start? This is all, ooh, look at the melons.
Yeah, I've got some Kajari melons here. So these are my smaller ponds with my smaller trellises. And I've got a few things set up in the ponds here. So I've got a lot of different things going on. I've got sweet potato, I've got taro, and I've got some mint on the other side, and I've got some potatoes coming up as well.
So your potato plants have started?
Yeah, my potato plants have started. They're volunteers because I thought I'd cleared this out when I moved it. And I've got a few other things. I just dot different things in here. This is Thai mint, and I've got a few different types of carrot, and I've got water chestnut in this one. So the water chestnut is sitting in soil in the bottom there. All of my ponds have fish in them, so that controls the mosquitoes. And over here I've got some fig leaf melons that I'm starting to grow. That's a type of pumpkin.
I haven't seen this. Let me ask you a question on the pond because I know you're going to get questions. And I want lots of questions. Ask questions because I'll never
go on.
The pond has fish in it and your buckets have holes where?
The buckets have holes just below the water surface. So let's see a bucket over here.
See if I can get over there.
That's,
that's
an example. And on the bottom, so I've got the holes maybe 1.5 inches from the bottom. I've got wood chips in the bottom of these and then the soil on top.
So no holes on the very bottom?
No holes on the very bottom, no.
Okay. So no matter what, the water drains down and then the water that they're reaching for all the time is from the bottom holes. How many inches is the pond?
It's about 9 inches deep, but it's got soil. This one's got soil in it. So I set this area up here, just a little tub, so that the fish have enough water to swim around. If the water level goes down to the soil, they still have somewhere to get away. So the fish can move out. There's holes in the sides of the tub and they can swim around underneath everything. So the water chestnuts, I'm really happy. This is the first year I've grown it and it's starting to spread out. So
those are not in buckets, right?
they're straight in the soil that I have in the bottom of the kiddie pool. So I've got a soil mix I put in the bottom of the kiddie pool. The buckets sit on top of that and this sits on the bottom of the kiddie pool.
So you have no watering?
No, I have no watering.
So where do you want to go? I'll follow you.
Well, along here I've got a couple of different types of mints in containers there. This is apple cactus, Peruvian apple cactus. I've got a few cuttings of those. And I've got garlic chives along here. Along this fence I've got the dragon fruit. I planted some cuttings in the raised bed. I've got that along there. I'm going to create a hedge. I've got some sage here. I've got more in another spot. I've got eggplant just scattered through. The way I've got my garden set up, nothing's grown in rows. I just dot plants amongst other plants. So if I see a space, I'll plant something. So I've got an apple tree growing here.
Oh wow.
That was grown from seed, so I don't really want it here, but I might leave it here for now. This is a Lychee Tomato. It's a species of tomato. Oh, and it's spiky. It's got these spines on it.
Oh my goodness.
So that's just a different type of plant. It's just another nightshade, a species of nightshade. It's starting to set fruit or flower. I haven't grown that before, so I'm trying something different. every time a piece of African potato mint breaks off, I just stick it in the ground. So that's African potato mint. This is purple Malabar spinach.
Also known as red Malabar spinach.
Red Malabar spinach.
It is purple. I had it all over my hands the other day. Wow, yours is taking off like in my garden now. Look at that.
Yeah,
Your dragon fruit.
it's getting big. And
I want to see the dragon fruit. Now, the yellow ones, will they make it, or did that mean it didn't make it?
no, there's a green one to your right or to your left.
Okay, well, let me walk over here. Okay. Oh.
That one I believe made it, but this one's not going to make it. So I pollinated these, and this one's going to, it's already dying off. So
And you've got them all through here too. I see.
Yeah.
There's more. The green ones.
So these ones made it, that one didn't. I've got walking onions scattered around different places. What else? I've got my tomatoes here and there. I've got purslane scattered through my garden. There's a lot more elsewhere, but I just drop that in. If there's a space, I'll drop that in. That's the cultivated purslane, not the weedy one. So this grows above everything else. More potato mint.
Here, real quick, there's a pond here, right?
Yeah,
This is the pond that had the ducks. Oh, they're still in there.
yeah, there's the ducks are still
Plastic ducks.
the plastic ducks are still in there. I have duckweed on top, and that kind of shades it.
You got something down there. Is that tomatoes growing?
Yeah, I've got tomatoes. I've got tomato plants vining all through here. I've harvested most of the tomatoes. I think they're flowering again, and they might be setting fruit again. Yeah, here's more tomatoes.
Okay, because I see them floating on the water, green tomatoes.
So I grow tomatoes a couple of ways. I trellis them, and I let some just run wild, and it doesn't seem to matter. I get about the same amount of fruit from them, and when they're hidden amongst things, I've noticed that they don't get attacked by anything. And I've got ubes here, or purple yams, more fig leaf gourds. I had to cover my rhubarb, but I waited too long. We had a heat wave, so the leaves got hit. So this is my rhubarb. The variety that I grow is called Victoria. So I'll have to remember next time we get some heat coming in, I'll have to cover it. So I just threw some shade cloth over the top. I've got some green tree collard here. I've got purple tree collard further down. I've got some different mints in here. So I'm not sure what varieties I've got, but I've got a couple of different leaves here. I think one might be chocolate mint. Not exactly sure what that one is. I think it might be spearmint. And that's pretty much along here.
Well, let's talk about this real quick since I'm looking at it. This is it a raspberry?
Yeah, this is black raspberry. I've got it growing outside my garden, and this has come inside my garden. So at the end of summer into the fall, I might trim that back and get that under control again.
And you got your artichokes down here.
Yeah, my artichokes are finished and they're starting to grow back again.
Oh, this is, I didn't even notice. So this is an artichoke.
Yeah, that's coming back from the base. I left this one to flower so the birds had something to feed on, and it has dropped seed, so that's what the seed looks like after it flowers.
So you can plant that seed, can't you?
Yeah, I could if I can find some good seed. That didn't look so great, but yeah, you can plant the seed. It looks like safflower. It's a white seed, the size of a sunflower seed. And I've got this avocado growing just outside of my garden.
Oh, you've got avocado here. Look at that. I don't think this one ever has grown avocados.
It produces a few, and I'm not sure whether it's coming from the rootstock. They're not too bad. There's some bigger ones up higher.
Oh, wow. Oh, that'll be nice. Okay, so which way you're going?
I guess we'll sneak through here.
Okay, keep going. I've got it.
Yeah, I've got to get down and harvest some of my tree-collared leaves to make up some more compost tea, because a lot of these are starting to go yellow. We've had some heat, so I'm going to come through and harvest them, put them in buckets. Over here I've got my pepinos, Pepino Dolce. I've got some.
One on the ground.
Yeah, these ones. This one's closer to ripe.
Oh, they're actually attached still.
Yeah, they're still attached. Yeah, this was hammered a little bit from the heat too. So I think the ground here might have gotten a little dry and that stayed wetter. What I've got growing here is some gac fruit, GAC. That's a perennial tropical fruit that's similar to cucumber, tastes like cucumber. It's got a red fruit on it when it ripens, an orange red fruit. Then I've got some passion fruit next to it. So this is vining up. I want to keep it under control next year. I'll bring it down so I can hand pollinate it. It will need to be hand pollinated here. So I've got 2 plants of the gac fruit. Hopefully I've got a male and a female plant. If not, I'll try some more seed next year and keep going until I have a male and female plant. The only really shrub that I've left would be the lemon verbena. I've removed some of the other plants out of the garden. Actually, this might be a nectarine, I'm not sure. So I want to keep small shrubby type plants in the garden. I don't want large trees. Then I've got eggplant. I'm not sure what variety it is. It might be a cross. They get to about this big. They're not sort of large. And this is
a lot. I can see a lot of them through there.
Yeah, I've got a lot, and it's still flowering. So I'll remove the fruit to keep it flowering. And this is the first hummingbird vegetable that we planted.
Oh, I want to scream. This is the little seed I started?
This is the little seed that you started.
You told me it was a couple inches tall.
Well, that was a while ago. I've got more. This one's a couple of inches tall. And that's just starting to get a little bit of growth to it.
Is this a new one you planted?
That's a new one that I planted.
And this is the one I planted in the kitchen, and I think in the new way I plant things?
Yeah, this was the original one.
Oh my goodness.
It's a nitrogen fixing tree or shrub in the pea family, and it's got a large flower on it that resembles a hummingbird that is edible. Pretty much everything that I plant is edible. 99.9% of what I have here, you can eat something off it.
I have a question.
Yes.
I definitely want to start it. I started it for you, and then I gave you the seed. Is it too late in the season to get them growing now, or?
I don't know.
But they last for years, right? They're a tree, right?
Yeah. In our climate, I imagine they're going to be perennial, but in cooler climates, you can grow them as annuals. So it might be a little bit too late, but we've got enough seed, you may as well try.
Oh my goodness. Oh, I'm going to definitely get that planted. And they look very much like a moringa.
Yeah.
Oh, wow. Okay.
And this is Elsie.
I know, she was sitting on my foot.
Yeah, this is ice plant. This is
Wow, this is the little plant I started too?
Yeah, the purple stardust. Got that from Baker Creek. It's totally edible. It tastes a lot like lettuce. Some of the ice plant has a little bit of a bitterness to it, but this one doesn't. So you could chop this up and use it in a salad.
And it's flowering.
And it's flowering. It's got these nice purple flowers, and they attract a lot of bees and pollinating insects. I've got some cucumbers started in here in a few different places. Again I get a broken piece of African potato mint, so I just stick that in the ground. Then
real quick, because I'm
Go on.
what is this? No, you don't have to move it out of my way, but it's interesting. It's full of seed. What is this?
Yeah, this is fennel. This is wild fennel.
You still eat this, right?
Yeah, I still eat this.
Because I figured somebody might ask, I've got to brush by it and it's just loaded with seed.
Yeah, it's got a kind of a licoricey sort of flavour to it.
Interesting, okay. Cool. Now, these are not ripe yet. These are not ready to pick. But I see some up on the top that are brown.
Yeah, they're probably dropping seeds in different places. Yeah, they're not quite
green.
there.
Wow, so it looks very much the seed heads like parsley. Oh, what is here?
This is another Kajari melon. I've got watermelon here, the sugar baby watermelon. I've got a couple growing in here. It's a little bit too shaded for watermelon, and I'm not sure whether the Kajari melon's going to do any good here too, because it might be too shaded for that. But it's just something worth trying. And I've got a few different beans that I've planted here as well. I've got 3 types of beans. I don't remember the exact varieties.
I like the trellis. You built this trellis?
Yeah, I built this trellis. I've got a few different trellis designs, and this was one of my first ones. I think, yeah, this is the one that I did a video on, and I think I've changed it up a little bit. I can't remember whether I had the remesh in the original video, but I built this because my garden's built on bedrock. I've made these concrete blocks so that the trellis has something to sit on. I can't drive a star post into the ground here, it just won't work. The soil is very shallow. And then the Malabar spinach, this is my main plants, or my main area I've got it growing, and this just takes off here and it survives through the winter in our climate.
Oh my. I didn't realize it went so tall. Okay, what are you eating?
Malabar spinach. And this is my yellow turmeric. It got a little bit of sunburn to it in this position. It's kind of a little bit too open here. I've got it growing in different places, and on the other side it didn't get sunburn as much. So in some climates they say grow it in full sun. In our climate you want to make sure that it's kind of partial shade, or in the afternoon you want it to be a shaded area. And I've got more taro there. I've got taro scattered throughout my garden.
All this growing, this is sweet potato?
Yeah, all this is sweet potato. I've got a few different varieties of sweet potato, and I've got this as a ground cover above the wood chips. So I've got a layer of wood chips everywhere, and that's a mulch. And then on top of that I've got a living mulch. Once the sweet potatoes start growing, I've got a double layer of mulch. I've got the wood chips, and then I've got the sweet potatoes. And the sweet potatoes I just let roam. They go over the ponds, they go into the ponds, and they even set root in the ponds. So I've got taro scattered in different places. I've got some there. I've got some in here. This is my nursery pond. So I've got wood chips, pure wood chips in the bottom of this, and if I need to propagate something, either from seed or cutting, I just stick it in the wood chips and I don't have to take care of it. So I've got cannas started in here. I've got a few other things that you can't really see from this side. I've got collard cuttings and different things on the other side there. And this is yacone. So I started yacone this year. It's the first time I've grown it, and it's got an edible tuber underneath. It's in the sunflower family. And then over here I've got my Kajari melons. That's the main one that's growing here. So I've got some fruit that size. I'm not sure exactly what the full size of this plant is, but my fruit have been about palm size, the ones that I've been harvesting so far.
Now this is the one that we ate the other day and it kind of tastes like Korean melon.
Tastes like Korean melon or not cantaloupe, what's the other one?
Honeydew.
Honeydew. It's kind of a Korean melon honeydew flavour to it. But it's a nice melon. And this sweet potato here is setting root in the water. So sweet potato will set root in the water, and to propagate it, I can come along, I can cut the vine and plant this in the soil. This is what I've done over there. So to propagate this, more of this, I can get that going.
It's raining.
It's raining, yes.
It's raining, and these cameras are not. Let's try to see if it starts to pour. I'm going to have to bring the cameras in. I see beans here.
Yeah, I've got beans there. I think those are the burgundy beans, the ones that I got from you. You gave me a couple of plants, so I think these are burgundy, royal burgundy.
Let's hope it stops. Oh, I recognize this plant.
Yeah, this is the
black cobra.
Black cobra pepper.
I took it from my garden and it looked terrible.
Yeah,
it was yellow.
Yeah, the leaves looked like that. And now that I've moved it and I've got it set up, the leaves are coming in nice and green, and it's flowered, and I think it's set fruit. I've got some wild rocket here, or wild arugula.
Mustard, my purple mustard.
Purple mustard, yep. I've got pieces of purslane. I do the same thing with the purslane. I just stick it in the ground as pieces break off. And then I've got more Kajari melons here. I've got some ube growing in here as well. Everywhere I find a spot, I'll put in the African potato mint.
Oh, here's the ube. I was going to say, where is it? Okay, I don't think this is going to work anymore. I think we're going to have to take a pause and finish this later.
Yeah, we'll have to pause and finish it.
Cameras are not waterproof.
Pause and finish it under the arbor.
Oh, there you go. Let's look at the arbor.
And then we'll come back down.
So this is the arbor you built, like the one you've got outside, the really big one. This is the small one?
This is the small one. This is the working prototype. So I built a working model just to make sure that it was going to be as strong and hold the shape that I wanted. So I've got a nice curve to it. I used rebar and rebar mesh. I know some people use cattle panels, but we don't have easy access to cattle panels. So if we wanted cattle panels, it would be a road trip and I wouldn't be able to bring a lot home. So it's just not cost effective to use cattle panels. But the rebar and the remesh, you can get that anywhere. It's a building material, so you can pick it up anywhere. I like it because from a distance, it becomes invisible. The rebar and the remesh just disappears into the background.
This is the first real rain in a long time. I mean, it's coming down pretty good. I'm all wet.
Yeah, it's really good that it's raining, but maybe we should go in.
How long would it take us if we went all the way through? Probably another 30 minutes?
Yeah, we're pretty much halfway there.
Oh, no.
So,
this will...
yeah, it'll take a little while to walk it.
Okay,
yeah.
So we'll either, at this point, if they see this, then this will be part 1.
Yeah.
We'll finish in part 2 tomorrow or later. Or they won't see this, and we'll just continue if
on.
it stops raining soon.
Yeah.
All right, so just in case they do see this, this is part one because it is coming down really good, and I tried to cover my other camera with my hat, but I can't do much with this one unless I had something. I don't have, I'd have to take your hat.
Yeah, I'm thinking it's coming in heavier and heavier, so...
Yeah, it is. All right, so for now, this could be part one of the rest of his garden. We'll get the rest soon. So with that,
thanks for watching, and don't forget to eat what you grow.
bye-bye.
Bye.
For now.